Hey dear ones, today is February the 13th and we are getting into more specifics of the pieces, of the elements of the tabernacle and all the things that they would represent and what they did, and they were built in a certain order, and this can seem a little bit overwhelming. I encourage you, and as of recording this video right now, I have not put a link up on the lesson today, but just I encourage you to Google search. Gotquestions.com is always my go-to place. The ephod that we're going to talk about today for the priest, the ephod, or ephod, and also the tabernacle and the elements in the tabernacle, and see for yourself what all that, the magnificence of it. We think of all of this stuff being built in a factory somewhere, because that's how our furniture is built and our things are built. They're built in a factory. These were made by hand, chiseled without modern day tools. Just think about that when you go and you look these things up. But boy, was the priest decked out in the finest. Yes, he was. And the garments, I can only imagine the beauty of them, but the weight of them. And carrying that ephod and wearing that ephod and what it represented. Not only the physical weight, but the spiritual weight of that on them, representing the 12 tribes. The magnitude of it and the magnificence of it must have been overwhelming to put that on. I can't even imagine it. But they were representing God. They were the priest to the people. And you and I, even though we aren't priests, we represent the high priest. And each day we go out, we should dress to impress others with Jesus. You could be in your yoga pants and your Skechers. You can be in your corporate suit. You can be in your doctor's garment, your doctor's coat, your nurse's scrubs, your surgeon's scrubs, your teacher. I remember wearing teachers. Every holiday we would wear something. This is close to Valentine's, so we would be wearing something red every day. Whatever it is that you're wearing, dress to impress. Dress to impress others with Jesus. Not with yourself, but with Jesus. Paul tells us in Colossians, in his letter to the church at Colossae, he says this. He says, therefore, as God's chosen people, and we are his people, we have been grafted into the promise that was made to Abraham. To those of us who are Gentiles, we're not Jewish, are Gentiles, we are grafted into God's plan of eternal life with him through Jesus. So we are chosen. We're holy and dearly loved. Wow, what would it be like if God's people walked around with the confidence of being holy and dearly loved? There is a humbleness to that statement. I don't mean being cocky and prideful. I mean recognizing the reverence of God and the fact that he loves us. And through him, through Jesus and the sacrifice of his blood on the cross, we are made holy. And we are dearly loved. If we could just walk in the confidence of that knowledge. Clothe yourselves with compassion, with kindness, with humility, with gentleness, and with patience. Those are things that are not easily come by in the flesh. In fact, they're virtually impossible in the flesh. We can we can clothe ourselves in these, and we can put them on in whatever setting we're going in. But unless we are walking knowing we are holy and dearly loved, we're living these out in the flesh, and it is going to be noticed. People notice fake. They know fake. But they know genuine too. And if we genuinely have compassion for people, and we're genuinely humble with people, and show kindness to people, and gentleness, and patience, we are going to impress the world with Jesus. So, what not to wear? The opposite of that. Pride and being unkind and being in a rush and in a hurry. Just whatever your flesh is, whatever those things are that push your buttons, put on the opposite of that. And be dressed to impress others with Jesus, our high priest. Every day, wherever you go, in and out of work and school and in your community, in church. Yes, we even need to do this in church. Because sometimes church folk are hard to love as well, and hard to be humble around, and hard to be patient with. Just whoever we encounter, let them see us clothed in these attributes and these characteristics of Jesus, because we represent a high priest. See you next time on Read Through the Word.